get going. Let's do a brief audio and visual check. How's everybody doing tonight? Let's wait, make sure the audio sounds good. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. Looks good. Sounds good. Good audio, good video. Okay, everything's good. Awesome. I spent a good hour today messing around with OBS, so hopefully we don't get any buffering tonight. But let's get started. Give me just one moment. Get a few things set up. I woke up left-handed. Okay. Doing great. Need a banger tonight. Let's go. We'll see. Anyway, welcome everybody. Welcome to Slow Markets. I'm Coach Dakota, Coach DBA. As always, in the YouTube chat is our Top Step risk disclosure for educational purposes only. We all know that. This is not a signals class. Now, these markets, it's FOMC today. Not depending on where you're at around the world. Remember, I say that. I'm referring to tonight's price action. Tonight's price action is starting Wednesdays. It's Wednesday's market. FOMC is just around the corner. New York, right around 1 p.m. 1 p.m. Central Standard Time is FOMC, and then the amazing Papa Pal is going to be speaking, and I think we're going to see lots of volatility in the markets during that FOMC. Now, going into it, let's take a look at this price action. You can see I'm on the daily chart in the NASDAQ. I always start on the daily, and then I'll zoom in. Daily, then the hourly, then the 5-minute. We'll take a look at the different market structure. We'll take a look at these different markets: NASDAQ, crude oil, the Nikkei, and then gold. So, I mean, where are we at? Where are we at here in the NASDAQ? What was we expecting? Sometimes you draw it up on the chalkboard and it just does exactly like that, right? We take a look, and we did get that breakout. We got that nice breakout up here towards this, resistance area. And sure enough, we got this sell back right back down into this middle of this consolidation. These past 2 days has been on point from the technical analysis. And we are just going to consolidate maybe until tomorrow. Let's take a look at the hourly chart, and you guys kind of see what I'm looking at. We talked about this yesterday. We talked about this last night. We were right around here last night, and guess what? Looking for this market to rotate back down in the middle of this consolidation, and we did just that. We got there in a fast way during the New York session open. We sold off and then stopped. We just came to a halt. We consolidated after that. And tonight, it looks like we are starting to rally. So this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a higher low. I think we're getting that. I'm a little bit late to the party on buying this market. And I'm looking for this market to rotate right back up here towards these upper 800s, maybe 900s between now and the FOMC. This is a higher low that I am seeing, and I am wanting to see this market, rally up and test these upper 800s to 900s. Maybe come up and test, we are testing this level right now, but back up to maybe this resistance zone. This is a big zone, whether you want to, that is a big zone, right? Just draw a square wherever you want, but maybe somewhere up in this level between tonight and tomorrow during the FOMC release. And if we zoom, that's basically it. That's basically it for tonight. I was kind of thinking consolidation, some choppy price action until tomorrow, but we are seeing this market just going up. If we zoom in the 5-minute, you can kind of see exactly what I'm talking about. If we look at the price action for today during the New York session, sure enough, barcode, consolidate, lots of consolidation, and now we basically broke out. I missed this. Could have been a beautiful long opportunity and a breakout trade. We are testing the highs of most of this New York session, and the next level. Can we see this come into play? This is kind of this zone I was looking at the higher time frame, and you could kind of see it as we start to zoom in. that is a decent zone. Let's zoom out, and you can see there it held as support. There's a little bit of support here during the New York session, and we're testing the high. We're testing the high of this consolidation. If we break out, then I mean, next level at minimum, maybe we can see 840s and then push up there. But I don't see too much in the way between here and if we break above 780 until like 830 possibly. This is quite the move. Let's see how it is on the points. It's only 65 points though. 65 points. Volatility is going down. So even though these moves look very big and dramatic, it's not much in terms of points, especially over the past 2 weeks. We've been getting that in minutes, right? So now you're starting to see, now as traders, we're starting to see volatility go down after rollover, preparing for FOMC. And now that volatility is going down, these moves look really big, but then the point value is not as big as what they used to be. If we was looking at this move, last week or a week, 2 weeks ago, at tonight, I would be saying that's a 200-point move. That's 150 points. No, we're half that. So remember, it's all about perspective. Even though the candles look dramatic, the point value needs to be understood. I mean, we could probably do something like this, and that looks like we're just at the upper end of this consolidation. And then we pull up that the handy-dandy average true range, and we just look and say, what's the? Let me adjust this. How's the volatility looking today? Oh, where do we do that? There we go. How's that volatility looking today? And it's very low compared to what we were. Very low compared to what we were. So let's zoom in and take a look. Yeah, it's still pretty low. Today was even lower than it was yesterday. Tomorrow, I think we're going to see a big spike in volatility because of FOMC. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens tonight. I'm just trying to look and get a decent gauge. 60, 70 points is still nothing to say. It's not nothing, right? That's still a decent move. I mean, this is the kind of move we were seeing all throughout most of the New York session, is these moves. Like, that is what we're seeing right now, is basically what we've seen throughout the New York session. So if you got chopped up in the New York session, you're seeing just as good as opportunities here tonight during slow markets. I've been seeing better opportunities for slow markets than the rest of the New York session, to be honest. And man, today was a chop fest for sure. Anyway, not seeing too much other than what I just went over, consolidating, maybe looking for a breakout to the long side between tonight and tomorrow during FOMC, maybe looking for a pullback, maybe buying a pullback. But other than that, let's move on to crude oil. Crude oil, let's take a look at the higher time frame. Man, did we just sell off right down to the bottom of this, right in the middle of this range? Still hands off for crude oil. I was looking for a breakout. We did not get it. We completely rejected this upper end and just selling off. Now, if you remember, I was looking at this nice trend saying that if we break down below that, we have a chance to come down and test back here towards these 65.50s. We did break, and not only did we break, I love to see this type of price action: a break, a retest, and then a continuation. So if we zoom in, this is an hourly chart, but if we zoom in, you guys can see what I'm talking about in terms of that retest. And typically the retest is a good entry. That retest happened pretty dang quick, right? We had that break. This is a zone, right? You could draw this line wherever you want, but essentially you should probably get that idea. The break, this was a really quick retest, and now we're maybe do we get that continuation down towards these 65s or lower? I don't want to be trading crude oil for me. And the way I personally do not like crude oil lately, just because we know the headlines, we know this volatility, and look at where we are at. We are right in the middle of this range. We have FOMC tomorrow. That's going to affect there's going to be volatility everywhere in the markets. So I'm going to take a nice pass on the the crude oil. Now let's take a look at the Nikkei. Nikkei, Japanese market. What a move. Oh, wow. That is a move. This is definitely a nice clean market, to be honest. Let me look at the 100. Let's take a look at this. Nice clean market. Be honest. It's if we take a look at that price action from yesterday, that bullish flag, and today it looks like we got something. I don't know. It's not exactly the same, but we did break out, and now we are breaking through this high. And so, yeah, maybe I could see a run and a test of 38,100, maybe a test of 38,300. But the Nikkei, Japanese market, it is breaking out to the long side, and I would not be surprised if we see, let's see, what's the move that we were seeing right now? Yeah, we still have some. Maybe we see 38,000 by the end of slow markets. It wouldn't be surprised me. 37,900. I could definitely see 38,000 coming into play. But if you're not in it now, if we wasn't able to catch that break, yeah, I mean, you're just chasing a market, right? Just like I'm referring to the NASDAQ. If we were able to get in a break, it just feels like you're chasing it into a resistance area. Now, gold. Let's take a look at gold, and we'll get to some questions. Gold, not on a 100 tick. We're going to look at the hourly chart here. And what are we seeing? A whole lot of nothing. A whole lot of nothing. Bullish, right? Hourly chart. We got to this 3,000 level. This was simply a consolidation and then a breakout of consolidation. So once again, FOMC is going to be a big volatility here. And I mean, it's a big, what do we do? Just wait. I think I'm planning on consolidation until after FOMC. I would even make some type of a recommendation that, you just hands off until after FOMC. Now, I am going to be on fast markets tomorrow morning. I will be on fast markets tomorrow morning, and we'll see how this price action is. I'm a trader first and foremost, and if there is a good setup, I will take it. I don't mind. I will be on fast markets. Then I'll be on for the power of hours as well during the Papa Pal and that fun stuff. I'm definitely excited, and not only that, I will be having the VIP. So you guys will get to see a lot of me tomorrow. The fast markets in the morning. I'll be on lunchbox trading, then I'll be on power hour. So gotta keep enough. What do we call it? I don't want to hit my daily loss limit tonight. I don't want to hit my day loss limit tonight or early in the morning. Patience, right? Patience on here. Oil was on a tear today. Yeah, look at this market just pushing. I don't know. It's hard. Traders are going to look at this and say they want to short it going up against this resistance. And other traders are going to be looking and saying this is going to be a breakout. But this is definitely a decision zone here in the NASDAQ. We're up 0.4%. And let's take a look at the tilt, to be honest. Let's look at not time and sells. Time and sells, you can see some orders coming, some decent sized orders coming in time and sells. Let's take a look at the tilt. What does the tilt telling us? Tilt's long crude oil, 71% long crude oil. Why? Well, let's see if I could understand. You know what? I don't mind that. I don't mind the tilt being long crude. Tilt's long 71%, long from an average price 66.65. So basically right here, right now, for the longs and the shorts, 71% long, 29% short, basically the same price, 66.65, 66.60, 40. I don't mind it. I don't mind either or, to be honest. I could see what the buyers are seeing, right? Where maybe they're looking at this to be a higher low. I don't want to touch we're right in the middle of this, right? I don't want to be either direction. So it's kind of interesting to see that tilt. Everything else is pretty close to flat. I mean, the ES is looking a little heavy on the long side, but neutral. I'm surprised that the NASDAQ isn't tilted heavy one direction or the other up here, because NASDAQ's rallying, and typically when the market rallies like this, you could probably see the shorts start to stack up in this area. So, Interesting point here in the NASDAQ. It's very tempting to sell. I'm not joking. It's like your instinct as a trader is to sell this, looking for a pullback, saying, this is a good risk reward opportunity. Like everything, it's like everything in me is like short this. We're up here, short it. This is a good risk reward. You know, I could put a stop loss at like 806. I could enter like right here. My take profit could maybe be like somewhere a little bit lower. And it's so tempting to short this market. But I'm going to just pass. It could be a decent opportunity. You know, I might even hop over into like the micros and do it. I'm going to do this in a micro. I don't mind. Let's make sure I'm in micros. Let's do that. Let's do a nice little short here. I'm gonna have the curse of the micros. That we'll do the micro curse where we'll trade for dinner tonight again. Let's do it. We're trading for dinner. Let's go to charts and data. We're not going to look at points. We're going to look at dollar amounts because we are trading for dinner. And hold up. All right. I'm doing it. I'm not joking. I'm trading to dinner for dinner. I'm sending a message right now. Sending a message right now in the WhatsApp saying, you know, if here's the options. We have Panda Express or Ruth's Chris. Panda Express or Ruth's Chris. Ruth's Chris is a high-end steak, probably it's right around, you know, basically $100 a plate. Ruth's Chris, Panda Express, or Panda. Panda's on the Panda. I'm putting there right there with McDonald's. Poll the chat. Never been to Ruth's Chris? Just whatever a high-end steak restaurant is. It's pricey. Yeah. It's pricey. Ruth's Chris, obviously. Yeah. Ruth's all the way. Everyone's cheering for it. Ruth's or Panda. Panda, if we get stopped out here, let me make sure the stop's valid. I want it to be above that candle right there. Well, I'm not going to pay for Ruth's Chris with one micro. We got to add to this, baby, if we're going to be paying for Ruth's. Everyone knows what Ruth's Chris is in chat, apparently. I'm surprised. I'm surprised on how many traders in the chat actually know what Ruth's is. I am long, take profit, my stop. Okay, fact. Okay. If I lose, you take me to Ruth's Chris. Deal? Ruth's is mid. Ronin, hot. That's a hot take. That is definitely a hot take. That coming in here saying Ruth's is mid. I haven't ate there for a while, to be honest. It's probably been a year. It's been a year since I ate there for sure. You got married at Ruth's Chris. To be honest, I think anybody could make an argument that you could cook a better steak than the average restaurant. Hey, Dakota, just getting into trading. What are some of the most basic things you would learn if you were to start over? Basic things. I would focus on risk management and the simplest forms of technical analysis. Not overcomplicating it, not overcomplicating basically your indicators, how you get in, how you get out, just sticking to the basics. Asian showing better price action than New York. If an NQ and up, yeah. Asian session, the slow markets has much better price action lately than the New York session. But just looking for a pullback, it's tempting. I'm going against the trend. Oh, man, Panda. Gotta get freaking used to Panda. Panda, Panda, Panda. Look at this market. Look at this market. 803 is my last area. 803. Looks like Panda so far. Panda so far. Obvious longs. Uh-oh. Where's Jesse? Fact 101. It's on you, man. Could you DoorDash me Panda fact? Well, not yet. This trade's not over. This trade's not over. We're going to set this up so I can see it. And I have it a little bit more zoomed in right here because I'm probably going to be adding to this. I'm probably going to be adding to this. This is my resistance. This is 804. 804 is going to be a key level for me. Should have had my entry where my stop loss is. Remember, these are micros. This is very small.
Order filled.
Added to that. I added to that. I added to it. It's not over until the market opens. Who will win? It's not over until the stop loss hits or the take profit hits. It's not over till you realize the gain or loss. This is a decent one-to-one risk reward. One-to-one risk reward. I'm going to keep this. I'm going to keep my take profit lower because I'd probably scale out here. I'd probably scale out with this. I might even add if we could break below these 775s. Man, this is still volatile for slow markets, to be honest. It's not a losing trade until you close it, Andrew. Yes. Yes. It's not losing until you close it. Coach, draw a trend on NQ London session. Maybe we are rejecting the zone. Maybe we're rejecting the zone. Not sure what you're referring to that. Did anyone watch 926 last night that someone's mentioned? Dakota, do you like bacon? I like all types of foods. Risking $100, $100. Risk is 100. Let's a break of 82, 782 could be possible. I'm thinking about building into a decent micro position here. Decent micro position here. Cardelli, why is your chart saying 700s and mine's 500s? If you're on Topstep X, it should be the same. If not, you probably need to switch your contract month that you're in. We are in the M. We are in the next contract. Uh-oh, fact 101. Fact 101, if this is a winning trade, I could probably DoorDash you, Panda. I could DoorDash you, Panda. Yeah, I'm in a short now. Remember, this is not a signals class. Ooh. Oh, that's dinner for two right now. Coach Hoops says Burger King. I don't remember the last time I had Burger King. I don't eat fast food. I try not. DoorDash is on Dakota for the whole chat. No, I need to scale into 5 minis to DoorDash the entire chat. There's 1,300 traders watching. Times that by $20. I would need at least 20 to 30,000 to DoorDash everyone a decent meal. So yeah, we'd need like 20 minis. Big winner in the live account to start the new day. Baby steps, man. Baby steps. It's 1 point at a time. We're just a trader taking it 1 point at a time. Okay, we did reject. We did reject this zone. This is the support market is holding these 76s pretty solid. pretty solid. I wanted it to reject almost immediately. Did not like this. I do not like this, so I'm not going to add yet. If we hit 100% likes, 100% of what? Does anybody feel like this game is rigged? Some days it feels like that. Some days it does feel like this market can be rigged. I mean, you got to understand, we are trading against, in a way, you know, some quantum physicists. We're trading against multi-billion-dollar companies. We're trading against like quants. We're trading against so many, like so much. So it's not just me versus you. This is an entire market. These are the financial markets of the world. And, you know, not only companies, you probably have like countries, you know, moving money in and out of these markets as well. Dakota, if you zoom out a bit, it's a clear long. Wouldn't you agree? Yeah, I did the top-down analysis, right? A top-down analysis. And I do believe that between now and tomorrow, we could come up and we could reach up, you know, up here, you know, these upper 800s, these 890s or something. But this is a short term. This is like a scalp. I'm looking for a little bit of a pullback towards these 50s. I have a take profit really wide. This is not my target. I'm just having that just in case. Who knows? Maybe there's a tweet that comes out there. Maybe there's some type of news that just tanks this market, and I don't want my profit to be capped at that. I'm okay. Actually, I'm just going to take profit off, and then I'll close this. I'll close it out if we can break down back down towards. You know, I'm seeing these 60s. I'm seeing 60s coming to play. I do see that there's this nice level of support here at these 60s. We are showing some support right here at these 73s again. So we broke through those 75s back down towards 72s. And this is a slow market scalp. This is not like a fast markets. This is a very, very small, because we're seeing volatility decrease finally in slow markets. Trail to leave a runner instead of closing out. Well, I have to close it out so I could pay for the Ruth's Chris, the dinner. The Jerome chant has been forgotten. The Jerome. It's gonna come back tomorrow. We'll see if it comes back tomorrow. Jerome Powell is gonna be the talk of the town. But I know what you mean. Kind of took that short with you, although I had an idea right before you said it. I had a higher entry and got out already. Good play. Well, nice. Remember, anything can happen. Anything can happen. These markets can move very fast. If we reverse to a long, I will buy you a McChicken. Is my long based off of a breakout stop getting popped? No. It's based off of this little resistance area, looking for a pullback down towards an area of support. My overall thesis is I am long. I am bullish going into FOMC, but me being bullish going into FOMC and seeing us into these these upper 800s has nothing to do with this trade right now. This trade is a simple scalp based off of the price action that I'm seeing. I'm going to go ahead and put a buy limit to take some profit, because this market is violent, and if we get these random moves in this market, I want to take a profit. I want my order to be there, at least one of them. The other I could leave on for a runner if needed. We rolled over contracts yesterday. We rolled over the contracts yesterday. We're holding these 72s. We've held them. We held them again, and then again. Come on, baby. I want a nice dinner tonight. Dakota, what strategy would you say you trade? Technical analysis and risk management. If you had to hold to your trades for several hours, Would you change your process? Yeah, there's definitely a different process if you change the way you trade. The overall process of the technical analysis, how you get in and how you get out, is going to be different. It's the time frames. So if I was to hold my trade for 7 hours, it's going to be a higher time frame. You see, I look at the daily, then the hourly, and then this is a trade based off of a much smaller, right? This is more of a scalp where I'm looking at the 5 minute and 100 tick, and I'm zoomed in with micros. But if I'm going to hold a trade overnight, it's going to be much different than what you see here. Bull flag setting up on the NQ, 500 lot on the bid and the ES. I've stopped looking at those big contracts. You never know which ones are getting filled, and it's been a mess. Swing trade is the better choice depending on the way you trade. Sure, you can make an argument for that. Yeah, see, we're still seeing quite a bit of volatility. Like, this is normal New York session. Like, from 80 down to 73. Like, this can be a normal, afternoon New York session type volatility. Okay, let's see if we can break these and hold the 72s. Break and hold them. Let's get a shakeout down to 765s. 65s. $45 on the DOM, and it ain't worth nothing. And there it was. There it goes. That did not last very long. Well, you see how interesting this is? Everyone who's long might have had stops right there. Right? Support. We make a fake out run for some stops. I don't know. This volatility, though. $45 on the DOM, and it ain't worth nothing. I am long crude. Ooh, okay. I see that in the chat, Zoro. I mean, I've already addressed it like 50 times. I've told traders all the time, it's not my place to speak on something I don't know, and I think it's only fair. I still send him a message every once in a while. He's a friend of mine, and that's it. I don't know why traders make a big deal and cause drama over something that has no drama. Traders love drama. That's why it's going to be interesting to see TopstepTV when they do that Airbnb where that meetup in Chicago, with the traders. Put some cameras on some traders and watch the drama. That's going to bring the eyes. That's going to bring the eyes. ChapX, exactly. Time for me to turn off the chat. It's that time of night. It's that time of night. We're trading for dinner. Trying to catch dinner tonight. I mean, slow markets. I was looking for that move right there. That was the move. Let's see if we could get any follow through below 72s. Oh, yeah, no problem, Zero. When start of trade, what time frame do you set levels of support and resistance? Every single night, I do the same thing. I start on the daily, then I'll zoom into the hourly, and then I'll zoom into the 5-minute chart. And I look at levels on all 3 time frames. Guys, you guys are making Andrew's chat and job hard tonight. Always having to delete your messages because you don't pay attention. As a swing trader, looking at these charts legit gives me anxiety. Oh, yeah. If you are used to swing trading or, for example, like Hoag, looking at higher time frames, you'd see these charts and you'd probably have a heart attack. But when I'm watching, I watch this 5-minute chart. This 5-minute chart is what I pay attention to the most. This 100 tick chart is more of just seeing these little smaller support and resistance within those 5 minutes. Nothing more, nothing less. I don't know who TGR is. How long have you been trading, bro? Come on, bro. I've been trading legally since I was 18. Draw a line on a downtrend of the day, 15-minute coach. If we lose 750, should we see 750 in my opinion? Man, come on, chat. You guys keep going. I want the chat to be as fast as it is during fast markets. ACH, baby. Anything can happen. Keen Edwards, you love who? I don't know who TGR is. I don't know. You guys, like I said, I find out about other people on social media through you guys. Everybody in the chat, I don't expect me to know who. I know who. Let's see. Let's test my, what do they call it? My influencer education, Simfluencer education, influencer education. What do you call it? Let me think. I'm drawing a blank. I'm trying to do some names. I'm trying to drop names, and I can't drop names. I'm choking under pressure to name other people on the YouTube. Look at this market. 10 points. In what world are we living in? Wow. Okay. You know what? Pulling out the good old-fashioned Google. Yeah, that's right. Tom Hoagland. I know him. There's the person I know. Tom Hoagland. Peter Tuchman. There we go. Drop in the names. Tom Hoagland, Peter Tuchman. Michael Chin. Don't know them. I've seen ICT in the YouTube chat. I still don't really know who that is, or have not took the time to look at what it is. Tom Sajnoff. Yes, Tom Sajnoff is one of my favorites. Jim Cramer. Yep. There we go. Come on, we're talking about traders. Come on, just don't drop any name. We're talking about traders. Tory Trades. That sounds familiar. Inner Circle Trader. Yeah, that's what I see. That ICT stands for Inner Circle Trader. Okay, I did not know that. we all Jerome Powell. We know Jerome Powell. Jerome Powell's my favorite trader. Look at all the names. Oh, of course, Rips. Come on, market. I'm getting kind of hungry now thinking about this, to be honest. I'm getting hungry tonight. Nancy Pelosi, one of the best. Nancy Pelosi is one of the best. Nancy Pelosi and Jerome Powell, that's a dynamic duo. That's a dynamic duo of the century. Jerome Powell, Nancy Pelosi. You can't get a better two traders than that. Zero, I don't have any comments on that. I don't think I should comment on that. Ali, I am. Matt Damon's my brother. I've been telling everybody this. Matt Damon's my brother. D-Best, Michael Saylor. I don't think he's a trader. I think he's just like a YOLO. Is Michael Saylor one of those YOLO traders where they just put all their eggs in one basket and hope it goes up? Look at this. This is a expanding range. This is one of the dreaded megaphone patterns that I absolutely despise. I do not like these megaphone patterns. I'm going to just take this loss. I'm going to take this loss. Minus $10. I'm taking this loss. I do not like that price action. I do not like this megaphone pattern. It's one of the worst ones. It's the worst chart patterns I see in these markets. The megaphone. I'm going to take the loss and we'll move on. Minus $10. Dinner's off. Dinner's freaking off. Hold up. Yep, no dinner tonight. Fuck. All right. Next. 10:50. 10:50. Dumpster behind McDonald's. We're going on. Yeah, Dakota is out. Drop it. We're still in this megaphone pattern. I hate these. These are, if there's anything I loathe out of these markets, it's these megaphone patterns. It doesn't matter what time frame it is. These drive me nuts. It's just so frustrating. And if this thing just drops now, we're turning the stream off. We're ending the stream early if the market just sells off down to these 760s. Sleep for dinner again. We're getting yeah, I still have some top ramen and some, some powder, like some sugar on bread. Drink water and sleep. Water and sleep. These markets. How much contracts do you place on your plus setup? I don't know. On your A plus. 5 minis. 5 minis on my normal setups. 5 minis when I am trading. That is my typical setup. That's what I like. The old person diet. This and YAP is all I need. This and NAP. Smart man, get out of it. Good trade still. Minus $10 is $10. If we sell off, dang it. Don't see bone with Dakota. It's on Wednesdays. Wednesdays, Coach Jay is going to be on with me. Today's not Wednesday. Tomorrow is Wednesday. This is Wednesday's price action. Eating top ramen. Eating top ramen is a choice. I mean, you guys should probably... Yeah, I don't know. When I go to Chicago, I know when I go to Chicago, maybe in the spring or early summer, and you probably get a little bit of an insight of what I like to do, maybe. What's my daily loss limit on my live account? If I get around $5,000, I'll just lock myself out. About $5,000 is where I would finish my day. Happy FOMC day. Yes, happy FOMC day for sure. Chicago rip. Dr. J should be on every night with Dakota. Maybe we could convince Coach J to come on with us twice a week. Twice a week. How would you play this different overnight? FOMC tomorrow, micros, and playing for consolidation. I'm not looking for anything too crazy, but we are just lots of hesitation. Look at that major rejection. This is a megaphone pattern that I do not like here on the smaller scale, even though I do still think it could, rotate back down to these 670s. My overall thesis before tomorrow during FOMC, I do see this market returning up here in this zone, up here towards these upper 800s to 900s. And so, yeah, that was a short scalp, and it was a scalp. It's taken too long. This price action's not great, so I closed out of it. My midterm bias between now and FOMC is bullish. I do think that we could see these 880s or somewhere higher before FOMC tomorrow. I could easily be wrong, but yeah, just the price action. I remember I zoomed out. I started the daily, then the hourly, and that's what's led me to that. But this price action has been very lackluster since I placed that trade. And dang, we are right back down. Let's move on to these other markets. Crude oil is short, so the longs in crude oil probably not too. Yeah, you can see the longs have changed. It's flat across the board. It looks like 69% short crude tonight. Let's take a look at crude, or not crude, gold. Gold. I could see. It's so tough to be short gold, to be honest. But the majority here 68% short gold now. It's changed. Still the majority. We'll see. I could understand that short on the hourly chart, looking for maybe a rotation down to these lower 30s. Lower 30s. NASDAQ just disappointed me. I closed it right at the top. Look, yeah, that's where I closed it. Well, son of a... Whoops. Yeah, look at this megaphone pattern still playing out, though. If we bounce up from here, just call it call it quits. How often is FOMC? Typically once a month. Once a month. It won't? It won't? What won't? Mega freaking pattern. Am I right, chat? Dang it. I could have had a nice dinner. Wasted my dinner. Yeah. All roads lead to VWAP. Where's the VWAP at? Well, this is on the micros, so we gotta fix this one. We gotta switch this to the regular minis and throw the VWAP in there. Down 730. Down to 730 if you're a VWAP trader. VWAP played. That was a nice VWAP trade if you shorted it during yesterday, during the New York session. That was a nice VWAP trade if you were able to catch that short. But VWAP held tonight if you're a VWAP trader looking to buy it. Yeah, look at this megaphone pattern. This megaphone pattern is over here on the minis too, where it's like, look at that. It's a lot cleaner on those micros just because there's more volume on the micros. And so sometimes the micros can be easier to read on the smaller time frames, but not on those higher time frames. And I'll show you exactly what I'm referring to. Man, look, see, megaphone pattern. Most megaphone patterns I've ever seen on any time frame are usually bearish. Just saying. Are they? I've got chopped up on megaphone patterns that were bullish as well. Just lots of indecision, right? Lots of indecision. Tom, I spotted Jesse Zimmerman on Fast Markets today. Did you ask him where he's at? That Dakota misses him? VWAP is addictive. It's yep. I'm just gonna leave it at that. VWAP is addictive. First name. That's one of my primary incomes. The worst name for any pattern. Okay, I didn't know that was a pattern. Close. Okay, let's move out of the VWAP conversation. All roads. What do backward checks signify? What do you mean backward check? You mean, not sure what you mean by that. Dakota, if you could be an indicator, what would you be? I would be the VWAP. If I was an indicator, I'm 100% being the VWAP. Bull flag, maybe. I don't know. I was short. I closed out of my short and lost dinner tonight. The bat pattern. Is EMA more reliable or the VWAP? That's up to debate. That's really up to debate. Traders use both. They're both just indicators. You could be successful with either. It's more about your process and it's more about the risk management. You'd be a 200 EMA. You'd be a Fibonacci. You'd be a Ichimoku cloud. I'd probably be a moving average. Shay and Paul got me addicted to the VWAP. I'd probably be a moving average. First time I saw you on TopstepTV, you said, I am the VWAP. That was a while ago, man. That was a while ago. That was the first time you seen me on TopstepTV. I told you. Look at these shorts play out now. Well, freak. I could have had Ruth's Chris tonight if it wasn't for these meddling freaking patterns. Was that an emotional decision? Was that an emotional decision? Process over profits. Yeah, process over profits. Come on, I was probably just too hungry. And I've been watching ever since. Scooby-Doo reference. Chris got it. All roads lead to Dakota or risk management. Never trade hungry. You know that. What's your favorite with Chris? Just steak. What? I tell you what. Rips. When I went to Vegas, Rips got me addicted to that Wagyu beef. That was pretty damn good. The blood moon indicator. I wish I could send you a screenshot of my chart. I don't see a megaphone. I see a trend reversal at the top here. Well, maybe. It depends on what time frame. This is on the micros, right? Micros. So this is a megaphone pattern on the micros, and it's still freaking holding. Still holding. Filet mignon or Wagyu. And yeah, you know, I'm gonna be honest. I don't mind talking about it. We're traders here. We're adults. We're big boys and girls. I spent basically a week with Rips. I was in his house. I at his house, and I met him. I met his wife, and man, nothing but positive to say. He's a great guy. I have zero negativity. We played poker. We went and had dinner each night. It was a good time. Absolutely nothing. And the nice thing was it was all trading. It was all positive about everything that we talked about. Looks more like a trend reversal in the 5-minute than the 100 tick. Did he take you for? Yeah, we took the SF90 out for a spin. Dakota, where are you from? Your accent is very neutral, and you mark very well the int finishings. I am from Utah, a small town in Utah, and I grew up in a farming. It's very farming town. It's a farming town, ranch. You know, taking out like cattle and like basically that. And my family, I don't want to use the term redneck, but strong accent, lots of words like tookin. Tookin's not a word. You know, you took in this day. Like, yeah, that's how I was. But then the older I got, the more I studied. I went, high school and then college, and then I continued my education, and I've been around a lot of CEOs here in Utah. I've been to a lot of places, and I think that's changed. I think the way that I speak has definitely changed. The more people I know. Yeah. From Machu Picchu. Do patterns apply regardless of the time frame one uses? Ghost, I would say in general, markets are fractal. Patterns that can show up on a minute chart will show up on the daily chart. You can say there are, I could argue that there are some patterns that show up on smaller time frames, and like say this 100 tick chart could mean something a little bit different than other time frames. But typically, like a 3-bar reversal. A 3-bar reversal is exactly what it is on a 1-minute chart, and the same thing with a daily, same thing with a weekly. Markets are fractal. I think it's a flagging pattern. Definitely not be Tukin. Tukin. Ain't. Fixing for a reversal. Hey, coach, are you good cook or bad cook or keep me out of the kitchen kind of guy? Oh, I cook. I cook. I live by myself. I'm a single guy who lives by himself. And I do not like eating fast food. And I cook a lot of meals. Steak. I mean, I have a decent, you know, what do we want to call it? I'm pretty diverse at what I can and can't cook. I'm French Canadian and I understand you very well. You love my accent. Do I? I don't have an accent. I don't think I have an accent. Come on. Maybe I do. Epic Gamer? No comment on that one. No comment on that one. Iron Chef kind of cook. Thought you said you had a wife. Nope. No wife. No wife for me. Love the hat. Yeah, it's been cold. Snowing and cold weather. So just staying warm. I had this. I got this from Topstep. They sent me this and I don't use it. So I brought it out. Mohammed's accent. Yeah, these markets are chop. These markets are chop. Pre-FOMC, I think we're going to see a lot of chop here tonight and going into tomorrow. Like I said, I am on fast markets, so I'm probably going to be saying the same thing tomorrow morning. And I'm also on Lunchbox Trading, so it's probably going to be the same thing. Actually, what time? Lunchbox Trading is actually at a crucial time. It's right when... like right before FOMC. Lunchbox Trading is going to be an interesting one with me tomorrow. And then, of course, I'm going to be on for Power Hour. So it's going to be, it could get a little crazy. We could get a little crazy. I'm going to be trying to trade small, being patient, waiting for the setups, not just trading absolutely everything, just following the correct process. They should send you an inverted hat so the logo displays properly. Well, it's not the hat. It's actually OBS. You want to see the logo displayed properly? Here, we go through. I click on this monitor. Let's see. Go see. We could do it. I'm always getting better and better at OBS. So all I have to do is go there, and we click. You ready? You want to see it? It should work. You guys see the logo. The logo should be now Topstep. It's just because it cuts off a little bit. Let's make sure it looks nice and clean. You get this, where's that at? That edge, this edge right here. VIX goes up tomorrow. VIX might be going up. The upper wick of this range are making a trend line. You're looking at this trend, so I know what you're referring to. You're trying to look at this as a trend. This is all chop. This is on micros. This is all chop. It's slow markets. This is the normal slow markets that we are used to. What do you do? What do you do? Try not to overtrade. Try not to overtrade. Maybe just sit it out. Maybe just sit it out until tomorrow. I mean, yes, you could probably find opportunities. There's always opportunities in these markets overnight and each and every night if you're a range trader. I mean, look at this. Just lots of chop. We looked like we was going to get some volatility. Lots of volatility to start the slow markets. And then ever since we got up here into these upper 700s, it's just been chopping back and forth since we've been on camera, right? For the past 30 minutes or 40 minutes. We have 30 minutes left of class, so let's get to some more questions. Everyone's asking me about the dates. Everyone, let's keep this to trading. Maybe, I don't know. Come on, my personal life shouldn't be important. FOMC is no go for beginners. I will agree with that statement. If you have not traded FOMC, don't trade it. I agree that you should not have a position going into FOMC. You should not. And one could even agree you should wait. If you are going to want to trade after FOMC, wait until after the Powell speech, because you have FOMC and then after FOMC, you have the Powell speech, and you could see crazy random volatility. Markets could just act sporadic on every little word that Powell will say. If he says one word, the market goes up. If he says another word, the market goes down. It will destroy accounts. So just understand that, be patient, and yeah, just understand if you do not know how to trade FOMC, or if you do not have a process. Remember, it's more about process over anything, even if it. So just stick with your process. Don't trade it if you don't. It's just one day. It's just one day. If he wears a red or blue tie, what is your favorite trading style? You guys see it every night. Every night during slow markets is my favorite, where I place and hold trades overnight. I haven't placed or held any trades overnight very often for a while, to be honest, just because of this price action and the way this volatility has been for the past month or so. There has not been any good slow markets trades for me. But then fast markets, you see me scalping. You see me scalping these markets, looking for 20, 30 points. I just love trading, to be honest. I don't say there's a favorite strategy. It's all price action that you see me trading. What makes you hold the trade longer? Price action. Price action. Price action will always. Is FOMC before the market opens? No, FOMC is at 1 p.m. Central, and then there is a press conference right after that. Discipline and patience. 2 accounts in the opposite directions. No, ghost. Nope. 2 trades. Dakota, do I take volume into consideration? No, I do not. Personally, I do not, but there are some amazing traders who, they swear that the volume's everything. Look at this order. There's an order in. There's the order in the books. Look at that. 400 contracts sitting at 755 here in the NASDAQ. 755. Oh, do we take a trade? Do we take a trade in the direction thinking that that will get filled? I've seen that strategy work. Coach Jay, if you're in the chat, what's your thoughts? What's your thoughts on placing a trade in that direction? I'm going to hop back into my short on the micros. I'm going to short these micros again. Order filled. We're going for the dinner. Dinner part 2. Dinner part 2. Let's do it. And we are going. Let's see if we could do this. Let's see if we could do this. Let's make sure I'm doing this correct. We're gonna see if dinner part 2. Let's go here. Market buy. No, we're not going to market buy limit. This is we're going to use that as my take profit. These are my take profits. Okay, here we go. Come on, 755s. I'm looking for this market to sell off down to these lower 60s. I got whipsawed out up here, and I still like this as a setup. That order has me a little more confident. Let me make sure my stop's in a good spot. Okay, dinner part 2. Gorge, though, why is that order of 400 highlighted? I mean, that's how all the orders are. See how they have the red or green? It's just that these are so small. These are all 1s and 2s and single digits. And then, boom, you have a 402 right there. So it's pretty decent size. We can repair 729. Yeah, I could see us coming back down to these 30s if we get some volume. Get that steak dinner. Well, $13 down. So we shall see. We shall see if we get there. Let's see what would it be? It would be $200. That's Ruth's Chris. That's Ruth's Chris. I'm probably going to be looking at 90. So maybe not Ruth's Chris. Maybe it's something a little fancier than Panda Express. Olive Garden. Get that steak dinner. My take profit $750. Yeah, let's see. I'm gonna expand this a little more. You kind of see it has been just trending low, trending. So I could see us poking down to these 758s, coming down to this order, these 755s. Held it to the 30s till we get there. Crown Burger. Do you ever click your orders, buy and sell in the dome to get an exact price? In here? No. I usually just join bid, join ask, or I'll use this, like right click. I'm not against it. Risking 169. I'm adding to this position. I added one, looking for us to break these 60s again. Come on, let's get it. Any crude positions in the chat? Man, I cannot trade NQ, especially on the 100 tech. Gives you anxieties. It's slow markets, though. It is slow markets. I'm going to go ahead and put a couple more buy limit orders so I can manage this trade relatively quick. Because I'm watching this 400 contracts right here on the DOM. Watching these 400 contracts. It's still just sitting there. Want to see if this market is tempted to get close to these 50s. I'm pretty confident that they'll pull the 400s when we get close, because that's kind of what they've been doing, right? I'm trading micros, but this is not micros. This is a mini, right? See, make sure we double check everything we're looking at. So this is a mini. This is the NASDAQ mini DOM. So there's 400 contracts on the mini, but I am trading micros. So you can see the charts. That's where my position is. My position is in the micros, but the big 400 contract order is in the mini. Man, SSDS made $765 shorting the NASDAQ. Well, you're doing it correct. I'm doing it incorrect. If you're shorting and making all that money, and I'm over here playing around with, minus 15 plus 28 bucks here or there. Winston Wang, why my DOM only shows one bid? There's 402 right here. This is level 2 data, so I could see quite much further. I could see much further. How long has that order been here? That's the next question. How long has that 402 been here? Because I'm going to add to a fourth mini. I'm going to be adding to a fourth micro, depending on this price action right here. Let's see. Any questions while we watch this? The 15-minute time frame shows market is going to move up. Can you please have a look and advise? I don't typically look at the 15-minute time frame. I'm going to stick with what I'm seeing right now, and once this trade's finished, maybe I'll look. But yeah, different time frames could be saying different things to different people. You could be 100% correct on your analysis, and I could be 100% wrong. As of right now, market's going up. Volume is a bit low. I don't think so. Volume seems fine for me. Jeremiah B, am I even profitable if you don't post Lambos on social media? I could argue that the people that post Lambos typically don't make money day trading. Their money comes from somewhere else. And maybe it's even a percentage of this percentage. It's like 1% of the 1% probably make money day trading and have that. You at least need a McLaren. Oh, I could not. I honestly, I'm going to be honest. I have a Honda Civic, David, and I'm happy with it. And then I have old style. I'm a fan of old muscle cars, like the 1969 Dodge, 1970 Dodge Chargers, Challengers. That is, to me, I would take that over a Lamborghini. You could rent them in Las Vegas and pretend. You could. You could. We're failing to break above 79 again. If we could break back below there, I will. I might add to a fourth micro position. The American muscle cars. Get a Viper. Yes. I'm going to go ahead and add here.
Order filled.
Okay, 4 minis. 4 micros, I mean. 4 micros. 4 minis. In this price action. 4 micros. 4 micros. Make sure we put a buy limit to go along with that. We're going to see if we could get that move down to these 60s. I'm going to be taking profits before we get to the 755. If we do start to sell off, I will take profits before 755. I'll try and take profits going into this big order if we can get it. If not, then big money. High roller right here. 4 micros. Motocross, I can make an argument for agreeing with you. Got in 4 minis. Short is the signal. No, this is not a signals class. I'm in 4 micros. This is for education. I already did that. Top step risk disclosure. Don't make me do it again. It's too low here. JD Dracula. What do you mean? It's too low here. We only have 15 minutes left of class. Let's see if we can get this baby to play out. It is slow markets. We are seeing choppy price. We're up 0.3% here in the NASDAQ, 0.38%. Looking for a deeper pullback. We have not got it. And lots of chopping around these 70s. And it's been a whole lot of nothing. There's a 400 contract sitting here at 755 in the minis that I am looking at, and I'm looking for to see if we could become a magnet. That's been kind of the play. You see a big order come on into the books, and the market is very attractive to paper, paper being, money in the market, 755. It stayed there. It hasn't moved. I wouldn't be surprised that if market does start to sell off and we start to get close, maybe they just pull it. That means they take it off. That's what I'm looking for. Is the bottom low on the market opening? I don't know. I don't know. We're going to see. I might add if we could break below 72 again. If we could break below 72, I'm going to add one more. If not, I'm going to bail. I might take just $100 loss and be done. If we get a push up into these 82s. Let's see a flush back to 730. 730, that's way down there. Just add longs. Let's see a flush. This is horrible price action right now. We didn't look like we was going to see that volatility, and we have not. We have not seen any volatility since this big push prior to slow markets. It's just been consolidating. And I mean, you can argue the bottom end of this megaphone pattern has held. Let's see if we could go back down and test it. Do you like boats? You should get a boat. I do not like. I'm in Utah. Where the heck is a boat going to be? Lake Powell? Lake Powell? Maybe if I lived by the ocean, I would. Yeah, no boats in Utah. No boats in Chicago. I could see a boat living by the ocean. Okay, five micros. Here we go. Big position here for this type of price action. Let's get a breakthrough and a continuation down to these 60s. Still watching this. 14 minutes left of class. And this price action, come on. Florida. I have beachfront property in Utah. Beachfront property in Utah. I also have beachfront property in Chicago and Idaho. Look how thin the book is. Like, this is just such thin liquidity. See these, just so thin. 1s, 2s, 8. It's just so thin. You can see that there's a big order on the bid. See the difference? See how this looks compared to how this looks? You can tell there's a big order. There's 220 contracts sitting there. You know what? That's not too bad. 60, right at 60? I'd be okay with that. Let's move one right at 60. Oh, come on. There you go. Let's see if I could take 60. Oh, come on. Come on, dinner. Dinner's on the books. Dinner's on the books. Dinner is on the books. Come on, little guy. It's being a hassle. I have to put this baby in manually. Get going. Get going. Oh, this is looking good now. Keep going. Don't stop. Almost there. Almost there. Who's listening to this and not watching it? If you're listening, you might have some questions. This is the NASDAQ. I told you. NASDAQ's my true love. It's been slow. This is some volatility that we're finally getting in direction of the trade. It's gonna. Oh, what I could say right now. What I could say with this price action. It's not getting there. It's not. It's almost. That 400 contracts is still sitting at 755. They haven't pulled it yet. Hopefully they keep it on. They keep it in the books, not pull. Chat, you guys, what I could say if this was an unfiltered charts after dark, slow markets at night, the things I could probably say. Yeah, we would be slapping the bid tonight. Not the ask. Not the ask. Oh, you know what? I wonder if I could add another. Can I add another DOM? Is that possible? Is that? Oh, I could add 2 DOMs. One for. There we go. There we go. Big brained right there. Big brained. See, there's nothing at 655 on this. These are the micros. That's so much better. I can manage this trade. I can manage this trade now. Watching that big order. Oh. You gotta be kidding me. Come on. It's just... You gotta be kidding me. What do we do? 9 minutes till the end of class and that happens. I tell you what, man, dinner and trading do not go hand in hand. That's why you should not put so much emphasis on a single trade. Back to the dumpsters. Back to the freaking dumpsters. And it's gone. And it's gone. And just like that. And just like that. We have 9 minutes. Run to the mountains. Back to ramen. Back to ramen. It's like when if you're fishing and you catch a fish, and right before it gets on the boat and right before you're able to grab it, it just breaks the line and it's gone. And it's gone. Where's the Trump tariff tweets when you need them? You vote hold it. It's still a valid trade. If we break that, we're probably going to break a little bit more. This 400 contract still sitting there. Should we just scratch for the night? Should we scratch for the night? You'll DoorDash me. This was the most entertainment I've had all day. These markets are slow and boring. Not much is going on, so we'll take it. We'll take what we could get. No scratch. Wait. Get the Big Mac. There's always tomorrow, Coach. I will be on for fast markets. Trading. We'll be trading as always for fast markets. I will be on for lunchbox trading as well, noon central. And then again with David Green for the power of hours. And it is FOMC tomorrow. FOMC. We're going to see some crazy volatility. Let's see if this trade can play out in the next 7 minutes. We typically see a little spike in volatility at the top of the hour. So we have about 7.5 minutes. And let's see how this trade plays out. I think I'm going to close this before I just go to bed. Regardless, don't want to be holding a trade overnight, especially in this type of a market condition where headlines can pop off at any moment. So let's see if this trade could come to a conclusion. I'm going to go ahead and tighten this up. Don't want to risk much. I'm just going to tighten this thing up. No sense of risking more than a couple $100 and see if we could. I might even close this out manually coming into the top of the hour. But this has been, feels like the New York session, right? Take away this move and you get the New York session. Look at that. That looks so hideous. Just this consolidation, this barcode. That's a barcode. And then you have this big move, to start the slow market session and then back to its barcode. It's just not even worth the time. It's price action like this right after a rollover, right before FOMC. It's just size down and just not fun. Not fun. This PA is gross. This price action is you'd better off going to the gym, work on your psychology, work on yourself, enjoy the time, take a break. Maybe you get a long weekend. Take a 4-day weekend. That's probably what would be best. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday would have been a nice 4-day weekend. To be honest, yeah. Hey, last night was pretty good though for me, so I can't complain too bad. Last night I made $5,700, $5,600 or whatever. So I should have just been done and out. I didn't take any trades today during the New York session. 0 trades for me during the New York session, and yeah, nothing for me. It was just that slow markets last night. Waiting for the 400 to disappear, then pop. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm waiting. I'm waiting for something to happen. Poke it with a stick. These 400 contracts just sitting there, thinking it's going to disappear at any moment. If that disappears, I'm flat. As soon as that 400 contracts disappears, I'm off. I'm flat. Win or lose, wherever this market is. We have 4 more minutes, and typically we see a nice spike in liquidity injection, whatever. It's top of the hour. We see the markets move just a little bit at the top of the hour. And we wait, and we wait, and unfortunately, yeah, you guys think I'm joking? Sometimes I do. Sometimes if I have a good trade, and yeah, there's a good trade, I made $200. I'll go eat a nice dinner, and then if I take a loss, I don't eat a nice dinner. I'll make something at home. So you guys think I joke about this? I take this crap serious. If this trade is a winner, I will probably go. Well, it's late. It's late now, so a lot of the restaurants are closed. I might run over to Winco and get a couple nice steaks. But if not, I'm just gonna eat whatever I have here. I take it serious. You treat yourself when you follow your process and things work out. And I'm not gonna say punish yourself, but don't change anything if that. It's always good to treat yourself. Winco fried chicken is the bomb. Winco's open 24/7. Ice soup tonight because of this Crude trade. Yep, the Texas Al's up burrito. Gold is due for a short. What do you think? Gold's been due for a short for a long time. Gold keeps going straight up. Eat ramen on wins and nice dinner on a loss. I'd be broke. I'd be broke eating nice dinner all the time. Yeah, born and raised in Utah. I need to get better at trading so I can treat myself. This market, 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes. Win, lose, or draw. Putting a time stop on this trade. We're only at 6 likes. That's sad. That's sad. That's sadder than this price action. Oh, we're at 288 likes. Okay, I had to refresh. The like button is worse than this price action. It's not going up. You're one of those 6, British. Thank you. No soup for you. No soup for you. You see what I posted? This was funny. I can't remember where I got it from. I gotta show you this. You've probably seen this on Twitter. I thought this was the funniest thing. This was 100%. That is the market makers. That's how the market makers are. I don't know if you heard it. We can pull that up. This is definitely the market makers and what they're doing in this type of market. 100%. That's all I'm gonna do before I get a copyright. That's how the market makers were all day during the New York session, and that's how the markets are right now. For power hour, why am I putting so much pressure on myself for power hour? Sometimes we need it's. I love to have pressure. I really enjoy the pressure, what comes from having an audience and everything. Here we go, top of the hour. Let's see what happens with this trade. Let's go ahead and tighten up this stop loss, and I might get out of it. Let's see. We see a little spike of volatility, and I think this is where I am going to end it. Give it a take. I'm going to give it another minute. See if we can get any more momentum to the downside and call it. If not, we're done. Let's tighten up this stop loss. And let it play out. Eating top ramen. Top ramen. We're not there. We can close it out. We close out. Close it out for Panda. $38. That was the top of the hour liquidity. Very slow tonight. That order's staying on the books. That 400 contracts has not moved, which is just so interesting. That's big for slow markets. Typically, you don't see that. Typically, you do not see 400 contracts just sitting there. Good flat in here. I want to see if we can get that push down. That the immediate reaction at the top of the hour was, push. And so I'm looking for, test these 60s. I'm going to be closing out at the bid if we can push down into these mid to lower 60s. He's waiting for you to exit. As soon as I exit, we're going to see those 400 contracts get off the books. To the food truck, everyone. Want to see the conclusion? I have a tight, worst case scenario, $16. I could probably even tighten it up a little bit, even more. Let's see if we get this breakdown. Gold going up. Flat the market. Micros on slow markets is a great idea. Minus $26 and we got to eat dog food for dinner. Nothing's happening. Let's see if we get pushed down. I'm going to move my stop loss to 71. 71. There are no buyers except for that one 400 order. Yeah, like it's very, very thin liquidity. And so it's thin books. That's why I'm still in this trade looking for a push towards this order. I don't think we're going to go fill this. Odds are, the way that I'm seeing and what I have seen in this market is they'll pull this order before it gets there. But I still think that we could come down in towards closer to 60, closer to this, and then they'll pull this. We'll see. They've been doing it all week, put a big order on the books, and then they pull it right before it gets filled. There's been a couple 100 contracts get filled, but nothing this big, at least from what I have seen. And nothing, everybody. Well, this was anticlimactic. Anticlimactic? What's that? Anticlimactic. Am I pronouncing that right? Anticlimactic. Anticlimax. There's no climax at the end of this stream. All that edging with not coming to a conclusion. We got down here to these 62s. Okay. Just anticlimactic. No climax. Put in all that work for no climax? Of course, Danielle comes in the wrong time. We're not talking anything dirty, Danielle. We're talking about coming to the end of class and nothing happening. This is a PG stream. PG stream. Okay, I think that's about it. I'm gonna close. I'm gonna see if I can close out at the bid. Chat is just dirty.
Order filled.
Okay, there's one. $64. She was in the background listening, everyone, to all the dirty chat. So if he was in the background listening and not seeing what was going on, I understand your confusion. Okay, that's it. That's it. Going to go ahead and close it out and be done. $45. Make sure I'm going to cancel all orders. Nothing is open going into tonight. Going to go ahead and close out of that. And yeah, unfortunately, that was very anticlimactic. Nothing happened. We sat here this whole entire stream just chopping around and without anything going on. Now, remember, I'm going to be on Fast Markets tomorrow morning, and then Lunchbox Trading. FOMC is tomorrow. Following it up with some Power of the Hour with the David of the Green, and then again for slow markets. So I'll catch everybody tomorrow sometime during the day. Take care and see you then.